say this and look stupid. In today's video, phrases and words that make you look like an idiot. So let's start things off with the word plethora. Do you have a plethora of piñatas? Do you know what plethora means? And if you don't worry, neither did Jefe. In the classic movie, The Three Amigos, we've got El Guapo making fun of Jefe because Jefe did not have an understanding of that very complex and rarely used word. And here's the point. If you're using an overly complex word to try to make yourself look smarter, more superior to others, this is going to backfire on you. So this was proven in the amply named 2005 study, Consequences of Erudite Vernacular Utilized Irrespective of Necessity, Problems with Using Long Words Needlessly. So what the researchers at Princeton discovered is when someone purposely used words that were overly complex when they could have chosen something that was simpler, people's opinion of them actually dropped. So the point here, don't think that bringing in words that nobody has heard of, that nobody knows, is going to make you look smarter. Most likely it's going to backfire. Next up, we've got the word actually. So the problem here is when you use this at the beginning of a sentence, when you're responding to somebody, it makes it sound like you're criticizing them, you're being defensive, that you're coming up with an excuse. So imagine if one of your coworkers asks you, hey, are you ready to get started working on that project? Now, what's the feeling being conveyed here when you say, actually, I'm not? In my opinion, this seems a bit defensive, and why wouldn't you just simply say, no, I'm not ready? What was the point of saying actually? It just made you look defensive. It kind of turns off the other person. It's not necessary. Next up on the list, the word honestly. So I've been guilty of this. Honestly, let me tell you what happened. So when you say this, think about it. Are you meaning that all the times before this, you were lying to the person? If you have to state that you are being honest this one time, what does that say about all the other times that you've spoken and you've said something? Again, we're oftentimes putting these words in there without even thinking about what they're implying. Next up, we've got no offense. So when you hear no offense, what do you think is going to come next? That person is going to offend you. They're going to say something that is going to disagree, something you don't want to hear, something that's going to be critical. And when you hear that's coming, what do? You tighten up. You set up your defenses. You know this person is going to say something that you probably don't want to hear. Another thing with saying no offense is you oftentimes say this in front of other people, and then you go into that criticism. Publicly criticizing somebody and preempting it with no offense, really, this is a failure of leadership. I think that you should take the person back into a private area and then make it about you. I have concerns. Can we talk about this? Are you open to feedback? That's a lot better and it's a lot more direct than starting it off with no offense. Just saying. Thank you for clarifying that you just said what you just said and that you let me know that you just said it. What's the point of saying, just saying? Okay, we know this. Maybe there's a little bit of emotion that you're trying to get across, pointing out that, hey, I'm kind of removed from this. Don't blame me. The point is what you're saying makes no sense. Just saying. Next up, we've got the word like, a very common crutch word that many of us fall to. I know I have. The problem here, you sound like a valley girl. Yeah, I was late for work. Like it was just everything was falling out of place. I missed the bus. Like, what could I do? I got on the phone and I tried to call somebody. How many times are you going to say that? And you're already late for work. And now we're hearing the way that you speak. Maybe I'm your boss's boss talking to you, and my impression is not going to be good. This is not a sign of high intelligence. You may be the smartest person in the room, but if you use the crutch word like all the time, you are not going to come off that way. Similar to the crutch word like, we've got the crutch word and this isn't even a word. This is just something that we say when we're thinking about what to say next. The problem here is that it takes our intelligence or our perceived intelligence level and it drops it significantly. People that default, that fall into these crutch words again and again are rated as less intelligent, as less of a leader. So you got to be careful here. You do want to know when this is happening. And this is the scariest part, is that many of us, and I know I fall into this, we don't even notice when we're doing it. The best thing I can advise you here is slow down. It's okay to speak a little bit slower. When you're speaking with someone one-on-one or you're giving a presentation, don't be afraid to slow it down and know what you want to say. Now let's talk about the word irregardless. It's not a word. Yes, I know it's in a dictionary somewhere, but it's not a proper word. What you probably mean to say is regardless. And that's what you want to say. Don't say irregardless. When you say regardless, it's, I really don't care about the consequences, and that's what you mean. So irregardless, don't say it. Now let's talk about the words literally, actually, and basically. These are intensifiers. We use these words to add emphasis to what we're saying. The problem is that they're easily overused. So if you use literally all the time, that's the word you default to, you need to actually be doing it, and it needs to have been done. So if you say, okay, I'm literally falling asleep here, that meant that you have fallen asleep. And if you've fallen asleep, how are you talking? And that's not really truly the case. So you're lying? You want to make sure you're using this word correctly. Similar to literally, actually is overused all the time. What you're saying here is that this is 100% true. So when you say, actually, it was the most amazing night ever, are you doing that? You just wanted to add emphasis, or really was it the most amazing night ever? Because you're actually, when you add that there, you are saying this was better than any other night. And if that's not the case, then technically you're lying. And now let's talk about basically. A lot of people default, they say this at the beginning of their sentences. If you're saying this and you're explaining things in basic terms, why did you need to state that you were going to explain them in basic terms? And if you're using it just because it's a crutch, the issue here is it makes you look really nervous. It makes you look unsure of yourself. Now this next one, I personally make this mistake all the time, and that is the use of I personally. Why did I need to state that I'm personally saying something which you can clearly tell I am stating it? Again, it's one of those crutch words we fall to when we're looking for words to fill space. And if you're looking to get better, you're looking to improve, my best advice to you is to record yourself. Slow down, think, find small areas that you can improve, and then practice. And really, that's what it is. I know I've become a better speaker creating these videos, and you can start to master the language. You can start to put this information into practice by simply taking action. So if you ever use the phrase could care less, what you meant to say is couldn't care less. Because if you could care less, guess what? You could actually care less. So the amount you care is a bit higher than couldn't care less. Because if you couldn't care less, that means that you have hit rock bottom. The point of saying this is that you don't care, that you're not worried about this. Just make sure that you're saying the right thing. With all due respect. So when you say this, the funny part about this is that you really don't respect that person. You're frustrated with them. You want to just speak your mind, but you don't want to be held accountable for it. Here's the deal, is that by saying with all due respect does not absolve you from the consequences of your words. And when you say this, we all know what it means, that this person you just don't see eye to eye with, you're frustrated, and you don't respect them. So how to deal with this? Don't start it with that. That's going to make the other person defensive. Again, pull them into a private conversation. Studies and studies have shown whenever people are behind closed doors, they're not having to act for a crowd. They're not having to, look good in front of others. They're more open to seeing another person's point of view. And don't try to press it on them. You want people to trip over your point of view, your truth, and you want to help them see it and help them realize the point. You're not going to be able to force someone to see something, but you can help them realize the truth. Let's nip this in the butt. That's not what you meant to say. You want to say, nip this in the bud. Nip this in the bud refers to cutting something off before it has the chance to grow. It refers to plants, and the idea here is a little bit of work early on can save you a lot of hassle later. Check out this video to learn what to say. I've got 21 phrases that every man needs to say more often. Guys, I've been told this is one of my best videos ever made, so go check it out. It's a great video, and really I talk about the things that a guy should say to be able to express himself and also to really have a direct and a big impact on other people.